Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, the question that I will answer is, what is the meaning of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 18? So that verse reads, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God." What St. Paul means here is that those who God has not called will not understand why the gospel message is any different from what the ordinary man says. To them, it's like anything else. If you read 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14, that the natural man does not receive or understand the things that are of the Spirit of God because they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. So it is the children of God who will be able to see the difference between those two because God has opened their hearts. If you read Acts chapter 16, verses 14 to 15, we see an example where Lydia's heart was opened. And so she began to focus. She began to focus on the things that Paul was saying, and she began to understand them. And when the disciples had asked Jesus why he spoke to them in clear sayings, but he spoke to others in parables, his response was based on this fact. He said, "Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given." He said that in Matthew chapter 13, verse 11. And in Matthew chapter 24, verse 40, Jesus said something similar, right? "Then shall two be in the field. The one shall be taken and the other left." He was not speaking of rapture here, but he was saying that two people who are in the same situation of life, one will believe the gospel, the other will not. I mentioned Lydia earlier. There were other women there. Lydia believed in the gospel. The others just heard it and moved on. So those who cannot see the peculiarity and the holiness and the importance of the gospel message do not have a future before God because they will never understand what will give them eternal life. The ways of the world make more sense to them, and that's what they prefer to follow. Concerning this, John said that they are of the world, therefore speak they of the world, and the world heareth them. If you read 1 John chapter 4, verse 5. And that's what St. Paul meant by, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish," or to them that die, or to them that don't have a future, to them it is foolishness. In the book of Ephesians, St. Paul explained why this is. He said, "This I say therefore, and testify in the Lord, that ye henceforth walk not, as other Gentiles walk, in the vanity of their mind, having the understanding darkened, being alienated from the life of God through the ignorance that is in them, because of the blindness of their heart." That's Ephesians chapter 4, verses 17 to 18. Therefore, it is by the power of God that the gospel message can make sense to you and I, and it becomes something that we can actually live by. When you read places in the New Testament that say, "For by grace are ye saved through faith," that's what it's talking about. That grace is the fact that, unlike others, we actually believe the gospel and we're able to see why it's something we should use to live our lives. So I think that's where I'm going to stop on answering that question. What does 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 18 mean? And that verse says, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of God." If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell if you haven't already to know when we come back with future videos just like this. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next video.